Hello friends. Now I am going to start to discuss about principles related to social policies. Generally in society, backward classes, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, Pakshi Panch, these are different divisions which are considered as a weaker section in our Indian society. So they need to be saved their educational and economical rights. It is a concern of the state to save their right, and they should be required to be protected from being exploited and suffering from injustice. So in India, the government have taken some steps by deciding scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, SC, SCBC, Bakshi Panch. These are weaker sections have been declared, but also some steps are required to be taken as the social justice. In India, women, children, elder are suffering through exploitation, harassment, torture, in mental torture, in physical abatement, in all the way. So, by concerning all these reasons for safety and security of all citizens of India, some steps, administrative steps have been taken for delivering justice to all these weaker sections. The first step is Uniform Civil Code. Actually, Uniform Civil Code is given instructions to form for all the people from all religions, all sections of different classes for their marriages, divorces, adoption procedure, juvenile juvenile means children related problems, assets and properties. All these things have been included in Uniform Civil Code, but yet in India it has not been established. Only state of Goa has implemented Uniform Civil Code. Actually, according to the constitution, it's a responsibility of government of India to implement Uniform Civil Code in all the way. The state should require to make provisions for support and education based matters for right of every person to get employment, for old age people, for situation of illness and inauspicious condition the people are living, and for the poverty. The government is required to take the steps, and according to that, in our different laws, government have implemented some steps. Just only awareness of the people to follow these steps and to move towards the court of law to get their rights. So the every person should get their right as given by law according to the constitution. So the social policy is giving protection to every weaker section. I have already stated, for male of the old age, female of the old age, every female of every age, all the way. Children, Child Labor Act has been implemented by to protect the children from being harassed by the family for going to job. It has been implemented under the right. It has been taken. It has been included in the fundamental right. But also the Child Labor Act has been implemented. Means the social policy is for the protection of every weaker section of our all societies. Right? Okay. Now the next one is principles related to international and political policies. Here I repeat the word principles related to international and political policies. In India, Panchayati Raj has been established by state government. Panchayati Raj means importance of the village panchayat, gram panchayat, taluka panchayat, district panchayat means zilla panchayat, which lead the person towards the understanding of leadership. Panchayat is considered to be the best school for training of leadership officers. Leaders, everybody could cultivate here, and financial aid must be provided to different panchayats for upliftment of their regional area. So, as the time required, as the situation required, the free work should be provided to them. It gives them correct direction for understanding the implementation of law. Everything is possible in the panchayat area if the Panchayati Raj is implemented. So this is the first principle, Panchayati Raj. Second one is state should be separate its services from corporate mindedness and should be in liberty so that judges can be impartial, fearless, courageous in rendering judgment. In our country, courts and judiciary are free of control of government or executive. Why? Just to allow them free and fair justice, allow them to give free and fair justice to every person. Otherwise, if the judges are under the control of the executive, they cannot give the judgment freely, because the administration is not in hands of a system but in hands of ultimately humans. So it's a natural attitude of the human for bringing others in our own power. Such power makes the people selfish. So to stop this, the principles have been set up that government should work as a welfare state for the people. They should not exploit others. They should not interfere the activity of the judges. So the free and fair judgment could be given without any fear of any powerful person. The court could work. That is required. Third point, the state should make attempt to maintain international peace, security, fair relationship between nations, and increase respect of international law. See, in the world, there are so many countries who are not understanding the value of the international brotherhood, because all countries in world are not safe for all people. in some countries the administration are unjust, then what the people will do? They will move to those areas where they feel safety. In that situation, the other country has to take the step for the safety of the humanity. Also, every country has to respect other countries' freedom. Nobody has to interfere in other countries' internal matter. According to international law, everybody is bound to keep the international peace and security safe. At the at the side of some administrative officers in some countries are taking unjust steps. We are not indicating any country's name, but we can understand some country are doing abatement to the other religions people. Some countries are trying to encroach other countries' boundaries, which are creating problem for the war. Ultimately, the people living in the different regions are suffering. Not only government, because government is not a machine, it's a group of the person who are working for the administration of specific region. So every country is required to follow the international peace and security, but if it is not done, in that situation the world community is taking steps. So in our constitution it has been implemented as support to the international peace, security, fair relationship with other nations, and respect to the international law. So our country never interfere in other countries' internal matters. Every country has their own way to administrate their own country, and people in every country decide their own leaders. So our country is not interfering in other countries' internal matters. According to international law, we are only concentrating on our own safety. Now we are going to discuss the fourth number principles related to educational and cultural policies. Generally, free and compulsory education for children in different age group of 6 to 14 is mentioned in the constitution under free and compulsory education based right, and it has been included in the fundamental right since 2009. Right to get the education free and compulsory for every kids or the child. So to preserve this right, some steps have been taken. I have earlier stated that Child Labour Act has been made. For which reason? Just to do this reason. Now you understand that the country is not ready to see that any children should deprived from taking education. It is a right of children to take the education, and it's a duty of parents to send their kids or the children to the educational centers so they could develop themselves. Here, it's a right of family to give freedom to take the education as they want to do. Nobody could interfere in taking decision of which section of study the children or the child want to do more study or the education. So it's a right of children. He must be allowed to take the study up to the higher educational level as per the situation is required. So according to the educational and cultural policy, it is also stated that every kids have right to take the primary education in their mother tongue, because children lives mainly with their parents in their early childhood, so they get maximum better education in their own language in better way. So it has been prescribed, and under the educational and cultural policies, every student has a right to live with their parents as per their age, according to the educational structure, right? Okay, let's continue to discuss principles related to health policies. So here 4 points are given. The first point is, okay, I forgot to discuss one point in educational and cultural policy about the heritage. This is the another point, interesting point it is, to preserve and protect monuments, artifacts, cultural places, buildings, symbols of arts. The state should protect these heritage places and heritage symbols of their own culture from distortion. Distortion means nobody could destroy it. Robbery, nobody could do the theft it. Transition from one place to another place, it could be shipped just for money, it is not allowed. Disposal means finish. Sometimes the example of the culture are their art and architecture. Sometimes the religious invasions in the earlier history, it has happened. In the Afghanistan, one Buddhist statue, one of the greatest statue of the Lord Buddha was in Bamiyan of Afghanistan. It was destroyed by the Taliban. The extreme Muslim were in power in Afghanistan. They destroyed it because they wanted to destroy the other religions' culture. But it is not allowed. In our country, it is not allowed. Right? So the disposal, deterioration means spoil it, because the heritage is ultimate example of any culture and civilization for the coming generations to understand their history or the past of their own culture. The state should have aim of preserving cultural and historical legacies. It's a duty of government to save these places, to save this history. So in our country, the Archaeological Survey of India, the department has been established to save such historical places. There are 5,000 places in India which are under the control of Archaeological Survey of India. They are concentrating on restoration, on cleansing, on making it safe. I am talking about the heritage places. The Archaeological Survey of India is working for this. It shows the awareness of government for saving these places from being destroyed. To save them from being destroyed, it is required, and it is being done here. Right, my friends? Okay. So here I completed the discussion about principles related to educational and cultural policies. Now the new and the last point in this chapter is principles related to health policies. 4 points are given here. The first one is public wellness. Means the public should be safe. They should live the healthy environment. Hygiene should be provided along with provision for better nutrition and health amenities for people by state. Amenities means facilities. Enough better hospitals, are established under this. Nutrition means vitamins and minerals requirement for the body, as the vitamins and supplements for the body. It must be provided to them, right? So the government is taking to see that, is taking care for the people to see that the hygienic life. So for that reason the government is concentrating on the pure and fresh water. Public wellness means the health of the people is must, because the healthy people give the better productivity to the nation. So it is required to see that the health of the people must be there. In these days of the COVID, why the government had made the lockdown? To make the health facilities more better. Even though now the cases are increasing, but the fear has been removed. People are habituated with this, because the hospitals are available with us for doing the testing, for the mask, for the sanitizer, everything is available with us. Earlier days the PPE kit for the doctors were not enough, but now it is being produced here. The mask, N95 masks, in the beginning days of this pandemic, it was in the discussion, but now we can see the government is concentrating for this. Even we are not using the mask. What the government is doing? They are making the fine of 1,000 rupees. Why they are in? Why they are forcing this? Because they want to see that the people must live healthy life, and healthy life is necessary for the country, right, my friends? Okay. So in that way, the government's responsibility is to see that the health facilities must be provided to the people. So the medical testing vans are coming to the area of the residences of the people, just to see that the people must be cured. Next one is prohibition of harmful drugs, harmful soft drinks. Prohibition on harmful drugs, harmful soft drinks, and drugs, other narcotic drugs. Which drugs are destroying humans' life, humans' career, the future generation of the nation will be destroyed by these prohibited drugs. And this should be banned, just for the reason that the future generation must be healthy. To stop the hazardous to the health of the public, such steps are taken by the government for safety of the people. So the awareness must be developed. Sometimes the governments are making laws for prohibiting such harmful drugs, just to save the life of people. One act is been established, one act has been formulated. Its name is Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. Under this act, if any person is been caught, he will be sent to the jail, even by early age. I am not saying by the age of 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, but specific age. If the children or the youth is caught with such kind of the drugs, they will be sent to the reformation home. But after 1 or 2 times the such kind of the drugs are being found with him, he will be sent to the jail. Means such age makes the person more enjoying, and such enjoyment by the drugs is harmful for the future generation. So government is taking step to stop this kind of using of drugs. So in the policy of health awareness, these drugs have been prohibited. The third point is to preserve the environment, latest amendment. See, in India, Wildlife Protection Act, Air Pollution Act, Water Pollution, Land Pollution, these things are taken in consideration. For which reason? Taking care of environment, forest, vegetation. So the forest, protection of the forest is under the law. If anybody is entering the forest without any specific permission, he will be punished. because cutting the trees without permission is restricted, and according to the law such activity is prohibited. Remember this thing, and government has stopped these activities, right my friends? So preservation of environment is ultimately requirement for the safety of the people, right? Otherwise the future of the country will be destroyed. Okay, the fourth and last point is hygienic environment should be maintained in the working area of laborers. They should have social and cultural development at the time of leisure. Leisure means relaxation. Entertainment provision should be there for maintaining their mental health. These provisions should be kept in concern by the state. So remember here, some labor laws are made. These labor laws are making for the safety and security of the laborers, because ultimately the production is done by the laborers, and if they are not safe, then the production will suffer. So the relaxation, the enjoyment to the laborers are must be taken in consideration for the safety of the people, right? And it's taken in care by the government for the safety of people, because government want to see that every person must be safe in all the way. They must be cured. It is required. Laborers are also citizens of India. They should not be exploited. They must be treated as the human, because sometimes the exploitation of the laborers are coming in light as the problem. So government is giving importance to the safety of the laborers, because more of the population is working with the labor activities, and they are also citizen of India. So their rights, their safety, their protection is also duty of government. So under this principle, hygienic environment is given to the laborers in their working area. Right, my friends?